awesome. I like to hear that. I really love the decor in this place. I mean, you have a picture of the owner. You have this wonderful signage here. I suppose "Live and Laugh" is on the fourth L word, layway. So we're gonna go ahead and wait on that. I'm glad Johnny had brought up UFC earlier because did you guys watch the last UFC fight? McGregor and I forget the other guy.
Who cares?
Cerrone. Yeah. That was that was a really short fight. I mean, I saw it on Snapchat like immediately after it was done. So I mean, sucks for whoever paid like $60 for that entire pay-per-view. But like, I saw it for free at least twice in a minute. So I mean, it was it was a great thing. But I was just thinking about that. I mean, like, if you boil down UFC or any sort of like gladiatory sport, any sort of form of pugilism, it's men with like anger issues and insecurities fighting over jewelry, basically. Like a very expensive belt. I mean, like very expensive shiny thing, and it really speaks to our lizard brain, and that we'll fight for anything that's very like shiny and coveted. So I was at the Buffalo Wild Wings. You guys ever been to that one around here?
Yeah.
So yeah, nice place. I had some nice food. I was in there for that fight, and a fight broke out in the parking lot afterwards.
Nice.
And I thought to myself, I had seen someone like videotaping that, and I was wondering, what are you doing that for? Like, I mean, is it for Facebook? Like, is this like the farm team for UFC? Like before they get to like doing sparring matches, it's just like two dudes fighting in a Buffalo Wild Wings parking lot, and if it gets a lot of hits on World Star Hip Hop, then like you're gonna. Like, trainers are actually going to start looking at you seriously, and you're going to get sponsorship. But I mean, what sort of a sponsorship would a guy from that comes from a Buffalo Wild Wings parking lot get on his trunks? I mean, I'm thinking like maybe Bud Light, Skoal, and like a local law firm on his ass, like specializing in family law or like domestic disputes and stuff. So, I mean, we know your rights and your lefts also. I was born and raised here in San Angelo, and I've seen this place grow. Like, I mean, I've seen the growing pains, I've seen the good times and stuff like that. But recently, I saw some stuff that was very foreign to me when I was coming back in from out of town. It was traffic. Don't worry, guys. It was actually the automobile kind and not the human kind. We're not that big of a city. If we were, the police would be bigger, and we'd be giving a lot more shit about like people being like shuffled back and forth throughout our town. So. But yeah, also another place. Have you guys been to the Schlotzsky's here? The Austin Eatery, the rebranded Austin Eatery here in town. Speaking of human traffic, they have a thing inside the Schlotzsky's, and if you ever wanted to know what it's like to feel like you've been like huddled and you're about to be like sold for like I don't know, pennies on the dollar, there's a cargo container in there. And it's cut out. It has tables. Like, Greg, I see you're like, oh shit, man, I gotta get that in there. I'm wondering how they did that too, actually. So quite a magic trick. I think they built the entire thing. But yeah, I mean, speaking of Austin, it's the Austin Eatery. South by Southwest. Did anybody anybody been to South by Southwest? No. Well, it got canceled this year due to the joke du jour, coronavirus, and. I mean, say what you will about it, but COVID-19 has quite a pull and a very sick publicist. With that, South by Southwest, it's like a music and film festival. It happens for like over the course of 2 weeks, and it's amazing. I actually went a couple of years back, and I was there, to kind of see a couple of things. And like, Austin's weird. There's this game I like to play while I'm in Austin called Musician or Homeless Person. They all happen to look the same. Oh shit, Chris coughed into his elbow. I don't know. Like, did I trigger your coronavirus reflex? I think I might have. But anyways, like, this game, the way you play it is, I mean, they both look alike. I mean, they're dirty. They're wandering the streets. They smell bad. I mean, so it's like kind of neck and neck, and you don't know if you've run into a musician until they try and hand you the CD and of their shitty music that probably smells too once you put it on. And it's yeah, that's the way you play that game. But speaking of the homeless people, the homeless population in Austin, South by Southwest did something controversial a couple of years ago. They used homeless people as mobile hotspots. That I cannot make up. I mean, somebody saw that and had to report on it, and I mean, there was, there were guys like, I mean, I'm sure that were like being flocked, and I mean, like, they're being followed around. It was probably like, a new age homeless Jesus. I mean, I saw a guy with about 11 people like following him, and when he stopped, they weren't going to give him change. They were asking, what's your password? That was what they stopped to ask him. And anywho, so that happened, and I ran into a homeless person, as you often do in a bigger city, and he asked me for, some change, or whatever I had in my pockets, and I'm just like, man, he gave me the sad story, I'm down on my luck, I'm trying to get some food, maybe a hotel room, whatever, anything will help, and I'm like, dude, I carry plastic, it's like, who carries money anymore? Like, show of hands, who carries money? Exactly. Well, Jeanette, you're a little old school. I got you. See, may have a coin purse in there too. So, but I told him, man, all I got's plastic. And the next thing he did, I just dropped my jaw. He gave me his Venmo username. So I ended up giving him $10 and rating him 5 stars on the homeless app, or I think it was Beggar. I'm not sure. Either of them is like really a truncated name. But there was a showcase that I went to, as you tend to do during the music portion of South by Southwest, and it was a really cool kind of like punk DIY showcase, and it had like this all the names of the bands, and I mean it stuck to me to this day because of how memorable the names of the bands are. I'll go ahead and give you a couple of those names off that flyer. One of them was Shit Romney. They were a Republican punk band from Utah. Cum Dungeon. They were a Norwegian gay black metal band. And the third and final band still sticks to me with to this day. Pearl Harbor Necklace. Yeah, that's I don't worry. Don't worry, they balked. The holidays are coming up, the best drinking holiday. St. Patrick's Day, anybody ready for that one? Excellent. Yeah. We're all Irish on that. We all happen to be Irish that day, just because we're all in good spirits. And I think the city of Boston wanted to be non-racist for at least one day out of the year. So yeah, I mean that's a crazy thing. Yeah, we're all Irish. We're all Irish today. Yeah, we're all Irish today until the cops show up. Then it's like, no, that brown guy over there's but around this holiday, Lent is also happening right now, also known as March Madness to you Catholics. My last name is Montez. It's pretty easy to see what I am. I'm Mexican. And a lot of people, they automatically assume I'm Catholic. I mean, it's as if like God did a creative player on Mexican and the default religion was Catholic. So I get fielded questions like, Lent's here. What are you giving up? What are you giving up? And I had no answer for them until a few years ago in this highly heated climate. They asked me, they kept asking me, Jeremy, what are you giving up for Lent? What are you giving up for Lent? And, due to these trying and crazy times, the last time one of my friends asked me what I'm giving up for Lent, I looked them straight in the eyes and I told them hope. Thanks, Jeremy Montes. Thank you guys very much.